Namaste students. Dear friends, in the previous class of class 9, we studied democratic politics. The democratic politics in that chapter, we could understand that the power being shared between the organs of the government. There are three organs of the government: legislative, executive, and judiciary. In these three organs, the power was shared very intelligently in the Constitution of India. So here it is very important in the democracy. Certain questions will rise here. Why it is so important? Why we have to share the power among the different organs and among the social groups, among the political parties? To understand this, we have to learn with example or a case study of Belgium and Sri Lanka. So let us try to understand why power sharing is very essential in a democracy. So I will take you to the screen. Power sharing. As I told you, Belgium and Sri Lanka's examples when we are going to take, let us look into Belgium. Belgium is a small country in Europe. It shares its border with France, Netherlands, Germany, Luxembourg, and the ethnic composition of the Belgium is very complex. The word ethnic composition meaning is given in the textbook. It is nothing but a social division based on shared culture. People belong to the same ethnic group, believe in common descent because similarities of physical type or a cultural or both. They need not always have the same religion or nationality. They will have a different nationality. Sorry, nationality will be same. Culturally, they may be different. Religiously, they may be different. In your notes, you can write the meaning of the ethnic composition. It is very complex. And the capital of the Belgium is Brussels. Let us see what is the composition of the Belgium. In the region of Flemish, 59% of the population speaks Dutch language. Wallonia region, 40% of the population speaks French. Others, 1% German language they speak. This is the composition of the ethnic group in the Belgium, whole Belgium nation. Let us come to the capital city of Belgium, that is Brussels. Nearly 80% of the population speak French. In the capital city, Dutch speaking population is only 20%. In the whole nation, it is a reversal. Dutch speaking people are more in Belgium, but not in Brussels. And French speaking people are very less in whole Belgium, but they are 80% in Brussels. This is about the Brazil. Now let us look into the Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka is an island nation. You know already, it is very few kilometers away from the southern coast of Tamil Nadu. In the Sri Lanka, there are two types of the Tamilian groups are living along with Simhalas. One group is Tamil natives. They are called Sri Lankan Tamilians. Sri Lankan Tamilians. And another group is an Indian Tamilians. Who are these Indian Tamilians? Indian Tamilians are those whose forefathers went from India during the colonial rule and they settled there only. They were taken as plantation workers. In the Sri Lanka, when we see the ethnic composition of the Sri Lanka, Sinhalese speakers are 74% and Tamil speakers are 18% and others are 8%. This is the total composition of the Sri Lankan ethnic group. Dear children, in detail let us see what is the government policy in the Sri Lanka and in the Belgium. When we come to that aspect, in Sri Lanka, different type of the government policies we can observe. Let us consider Sri Lanka became independent country in 1948. Democratically elected government was adopted. Of course, they took serious measures after the independence. What are the measures the government of Sri Lanka has taken? In 1956, they have developed an act and declared Sinhala is official language of Sri Lanka. What about the Tamil? Immediately, the crisis started. Not only declaring the language, the government recognized Sinhala applicants only for the university jobs and government jobs. It created a tension to the other ethnic groups who are living in the Sri Lanka. So when we say this is the condition of the Sri Lanka, what happened in the Sri Lanka because of this? One extremist group developed in the Sri Lanka to fight against their own government. Civil war started. This civil war led for violence. That organization which was started during that time was LTTE, Liberation Tigers of Tamil Eelam. It has created a lot of problem to the government because the government policy was majoritarian decisions policy which they have adopted, or majoritarianism policy which they have adopted, created the problem for the Sri Lanka. Now let us look into Belgian model. What happened in the Belgium? We have already seen the constitution of the Belgium has taken a very beautiful steps. They have understood the regional differences and cultural diversities which are existing there. They have amended their constitution for 4 times between 1970 to 1993. the meaning of amendment to be noted by you all. Amendment means bringing changes to the constitution. In 1970 to 1993, 4 times Belgium has modified its constitution to accommodate the needs and aspirations of the people. The constitution of the Belgium prescribes that number of Dutch and French speaking ministers shall be equal in the central government for whole country, the union government. Dutch and French speaking. Dear children, ethnic composition you have to look. In the ethnic composition, French speaking people are very less in the country, means 40% in the country. But they have agreed in the central government, they will have equality in sharing the ministerial post. Then second changes which they have brought in their constitution was the state governments are not subordinated to the central government. Means they are not equal. Sorry, they are not different. Means one high, one low, not like that. And they are not equal also. Both the governments, state government and state government and central government, they will work parallel. Third important changes which they have brought is the Brussels has separate government in which both the communities have equal representation. Brussels is a capital city of Belgium. There 80% French speaking, Dutch speaking is only 20%, but they have agreed to have a separate government in the capital. There they have divided equal representation of their communities. Apart from central and state government, there is a third kind of a government elected by the people in the Belgium, that they called it as a community government. This community government explanation we have to study in the textbook. Dear children, now we have learned two things about two case studies we have gone through. One is Sri Lanka, another one is Belgium. There we could see some glimpse you might have got. Power sharing, if it not exists properly, what will happen? If the power sharing is there, what will happen? Then question is, why power sharing is necessary? Power sharing is a desirable because of two reasons. One is called a prudential reason and moral reason. Here, the reason when we are quoting, power sharing is good because it helps to reduce the conflicts between the social groups. Imposing the will of majority communities sometimes undermines the unity of the nations also. The people who are in minority may not support all the time to the government, and as well as they may not cooperate to the government policies. Power sharing is the very much important in a democratical system. As we have adopted a democratic government, power sharing is very much essential. Dear children, a democratic rule involves a sharing of the power with those affected by its exercise and as well as those who have to live with its effect also. Means the rulers and the followers. Means the government and the people. Means the government, bureaucracy and the citizens of the nation. Both will get involved, and power sharing, if it is properly done, both will go parallelly correct and smooth. This we could see in this way. So the power sharing is very much essential in a democratic nation. Page number 7 of your textbook, you please go through. There is a storyboard. Khalil lived in the city of Beirut. Khalil's father was an Orthodox Christian and mother was a Sunni Muslim. People from various communities living in Lebanon came to live in Beirut, its capital. And Lebanon leader has laid down some basic rules for the power sharing among the different communities in that nation. There you can see as per the rules of that country, president must be belongs to a Catholic Christian community. This was one of the fixed criteria for them. Only a Catholic Christian can become a president of the Lebanon. Then prime minister, he should be a Sunni Muslim. Then who should be the deputy prime minister? Orthodox Christian. This is the way which they have made it. Then the question came, the position of the speaker in the assembly should be Shia Muslim. Only this community people, this post criteria they have fixed. But this Khalil is having a problem now, because he is not happy with this rule laid down by his Lebanon leaders. He was a popular politician and ambitious man. Neither he followed the father religion nor he follows the mother religion. In such cases, as per the Khalil, election to be held for any post, then people after the election, the post has to be occupied by the elected person. So he tried to bring the referendum. Election changes. In the election, everyone should be allowed to participate. The one with the maximum votes should be elected as the president, no matter which community she belongs to. In another hand, his elders who have seen bloodshed in the civil war are happy with the present system, position reserved for the particular community only because the system guarantees for the peace, that they have appreciated also. This storyboards very clearly says that power sharing is very much essential. We cannot share the power based on religious community also. Minority, majority, all these things which will be there. But power should be shared. How power should be sharing? What are the forms of power sharing? Power sharing may be horizontal and vertical. What is horizontal? Flat. You see the line. This is known as horizontal distribution of power. One single line. Equally, all the words are in the same length. So that is on horizontal. Vertical, 1, 2, 3 has been tabbed here. The tabs you go through, that is vertical. Power sharing in India, let us take it as an example. The horizontal distribution of the power, we can say executive, first one legislative, executive, third one judiciary. All are equal. No one can interfere in each other works and powers, but they cannot function without support of each other. If the law prepared against the constitution, judiciary will cancel. It is having a power of cancelling the unconstitutional law. The law is having a power to order the bureaucrats, means executives, to follow the rules and regulations passed by the constitution. But they have their own jurisdiction. It is a horizontal power distribution which we can see in India. But what is a vertical power sharing? We have 3 levels of government in our country. Central government, more powerful government. Second level of government, state government, little less powers than the central government. Third levels of the government, we have a local government. It is vertical power sharing. So when we have more than one level of government in any nation, that system itself is called federal system. So this is known as federal government, which we have in our country. But it is a general government for entire country. So it is vertical power sharing which we have in our nation. So dear children, power sharing is not only among the 3 organs of the government and 3 levels of the government. Even the power sharing, we have observed that in the community government of Belgium. There also they have the power to take the decision how to improve their culture aspects and as well as educating their community. Community government is the best example. And this type of the arrangement is made to give the place in the government, means the disputes, differences, clashes may reduce. Even the diverse social groups, they will feel very happy to live. Otherwise, they will feel government is ignoring their needs. So this method is very important. The fair share of the power is also very much essential. so that we could observe. The power shared among the political parties, pressure groups. So in democracy, citizens have a freedom to choose their various contenders who are all contesting in the election. This takes the form of a competition among the different political parties. They will contest each other. Anybody can start a party, anybody can contest in the election. This is a freedom for the people. They have a power, they have a right to participate in the election. Such competition ensures that power does not remain in one hand. So in democracy, we find so many interest groups are there, like a trade unions, businessmen, industrialists, farmers, workers, etc. All they will have the power to conduct their own approaches, starting their unions, demanding. These are all the things we could see in our day-to-day affairs also. So, dear children, this is one of the most important chapter to understand. In the coming chapters, we will try to understand how it is shared, why it is very essential, what are the challenges that democracy faces. So that we have to work out. So dhanyavad for listening. Homework and assignment I will give you tomorrow, or I will send through another post. Dhanyavad.